Okay, so here is our test 2 review, homework number 17. And I'm just going to go through this as fast as we can. We should be able to finish before the time limit. Okay, well, which is the class. So how do I write 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3? 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. How do we write this? Well, that's 3 to the 5th power. That's it. 5 cubed is 5 times 5 times 5. 3 cubed is 3 times 3 times 3. 3 times 5 is 15, which is not what we wanted. And 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 is 3 to the 5th. Okay, easy peasy. Second question, what do I do when I'm multiplying powers by powers? Okay, what do I do when I multiply? Well, we just multiply numbers together. 7 times 2 is 14. And how many x's do we have total since we're multiplying? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You don't need to do that. You can just write x to the 4 plus 5 is 14x to the 9th. Okay, if you show work, I need you guys to show work, right? Just write that. That's your work. Or you can write this. That's also work. But remember, you need to show work. This one here, 2 times 6 times 4, right? The numbers first, then the exponents. X to the 4 plus 7 plus 2, since we're adding them all up, we have 12 times 4 is 48. X to the 4 plus 7 is 11 plus 2 is 13. That's how fast these problems could be if we know what we're doing. If I'm multiplying powers, I'm adding the exponents, right? If you want to write it out, 1, 2, 3, 4 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times 2 more, right? We have 4, 7, and 2. We end up with a total of 13 x's. Okay, the next problem is very similar. Just asking, hey, what would the exponent be? X squared times x to the 6. How many do we have? We have x to the 8. But what if I wrote x squared to the 6th power? X squared to the 6th power. That means I'm going to write this out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Really? Wow, that's a lot of times. And we said the fast way of writing this was not to write it out. That's crazy talk. The fast way is to write it as a multiplication. 6 times 2 is 12. And that's really what we wanted. To say, hey, I'm multiplying when I'm taking exponents of exponents. You multiply the exponents. If I'm multiplying powers, this is called product of powers. Here, we add the exponent. That's really x2 plus 6. That's how we got 8. But if I'm taking power of powers, we just multiply the exponents. Okay, next question, you can do this a couple different ways. You can write out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which is a waste of our time. We would get rid of 7 of these, whatever that would be. How many would be left? You can see that y to the 10 would be left. But please, instead, we can write this as y to the 17 minus 7 is y to the 10. This is the work you need to show. If we're dividing powers, we're subtracting exponents. You can also written it as y to the 17. If I bring it on top, we have negative exponents. And since I'm multiplying powers, we can add exponents. Where when I add them, they're going to subtract because of the negative 7. Y is 10, right? So if you notice, I'm just showing a lot of work here. I'm not just writing the answer. So you can do the big old check mark up here by just dividing them out, or you can just combine the exponents. The next problem here, if you just write the answer, I'm not going to give you points, so we're going to move stuff around. E's on top are negative, m's on the bottom are negative, so we're going to push them around. So to rewrite this, I have e to the 7 and then e to the 8 because we made it positive. Negative exponents belong on the other side, so you have to rewrite it. The m negative 5 goes on top, 5 and m6. We have x and x cubed. Now we can combine these. M on top, I see 5 and 6 both on top now. We have m to the 11th on top. We have 7 and 8. 7 plus 8 is 15. 15 on the bottom. And we can say, oh, x and x cubed cancel out, leaving me x squared on the bottom. Now, I want to make sure you guys know how to plug that in, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this, delete screenshot, and show you guys how we can type this in for this problem. So there's a fraction button that I'm going to use. I'm going to say we have how many e's left on top. We have m, right? M's on top. M to the 11th power. I see an exponent there, right? The number 11. On the bottom, we have an e. Exponent, whoops, darn it. Exponent of, we said, I think 15. Yeah, 15. And we also have an x squared left. So x squared. So make sure you do practice typing that so you don't waste time. Submit. Yeah, I got my credit for it. Okay. Similar to the next problem, I have 28 on top and 17 on bottom. They're going to cancel each other out. And 72 y's on top and 10 on the bottom. They're going to cancel each other out. So I can just write it as x exponent. The number is going to be 28 minus 17 is 11. And the y's, click out, click this side. Come on, let's go, click out. So much easier with the mouse. Okay, forget it. Y, exponent, and we have 62 left. Okay. And that's what the answer is. Okay, that was just us adding exponents. Let's continue with this problem. Question number 8 is just adding polynomials. Let's just add like terms together. I'm going to use a highlighter to show you guys the 4 and the 4. The 3 and the 3. And the x. Whoops, let's not use that color. X is by itself, and so is the 9. So if I want to rewrite this together, it'll be negative 9x to the 4th minus 7x to the 4th plus 10x cubed minus 4x cubed. See, I'm writing like terms together. You don't need to do that, but you need to show somehow what you're combining. If you want, you can draw arrows here or brackets or something. And then we have plus 3x and then minus 9. These like terms combined, that's negative 16x to the 4th. Like terms combined, 10 minus 4 is 6x cubes. 6 third graders. I have 3 first graders and 1 kindergartner. Following question is very similar to that. We're just adding binomials, except make sure you only add like terms. These are my like terms here, right? Because you have 9. 9x to the 9 minus 12x to the 9. I have x squared minus 8x squared, and then plus a 7x. We can see which ones are like terms. We have negative 3x to the 9 minus 8x squared plus 7x. Only combine when you have like terms, meaning they have the same exponent on their variable. These are all, this is like 9th graders, 2nd graders, and 1st graders. Okay, the second problem has a minus sign because I want you guys to remember how to distribute this negative sign out. So this is negative 9x to the 4th plus 5x cubed plus 6x squared minus x to the 4th minus 7x squared minus 5x. We have like terms. Let me go ahead and highlight those for you. To the 4th, we have squared and squared, and those are our only like terms. So 9 minus 1 is negative 10x to the 4th. X cubed, we only have 5x cubes, no other matching set. We have 6x squares and negative 7. They subtract to be negative 1x squared minus 5x. Okay, so you guys are going to be practicing that. Again, remember the test will be shorter, but you may still run out of time. And I need to see the work. If I don't see the work, I can't give you the credit. And if I see you write it wrong, I can't give you the credit because your work is wrong. So that's not how that. But if you do show the work, I can give you partial credit if your work is all in the right line. Okay, we're going to go ahead and multiply everyone by everybody, right? Everybody gets an x, everybody gets a 2. Everyone gets an x, that's 4 times x is x squared. And x times 4 is 4x. 2 times 4 is 8, so negative 8x minus 8. Okay, now we have like terms. Take a look, we have like terms in the middle. 4x squared minus 4x minus 8. Okay, that's what I want you guys to be able to write. Practicing multiplying stuff out. So please practice that so you guys will be fluent at that. Okay, let's try another one. 8y plus 3 squared means I have two 8y's. I have two of these, right? Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to multiply these out also. But we had a trick for this. We said there's a special trick, and I want to make sure you guys are good with the tricks. The tricks are like if I'm squaring a binomial, we square the front. Okay, so here's the fast way of doing it. We're going to do it over here, and we'll do the long way afterwards. 8y plus 3 squared. We square the front, 64y squared. We square the back, 3 times 3 is 9, so plus 9. And we double the middle. 3 times 8 is 24. Y, double it, becomes 48y. Okay, this is the work you show. Okay, but if you want to take your time with it, which will burn time, and if this is SAT time, it's not going to work. So here we go. 8 times 8 is 64, y squared. Then multiplying 8 times 3 is 24, y. 3 times 8 is 24, y. And 3 times 3 is 9. If you take this approach, that's fine. But you just end up wasting a little bit more time because we double the middle, it becomes 48y. Okay, same rule, okay? We're going to practice that same rule again. If you see a square of a binomial, you can square the front. This becomes 81y squared. Square the back, that becomes 4, and double the middle. 9 times 2 is 18. 18 double 18 is 36. How do I know that? A lot of math. Okay, so we have plus 36y. Okay. What if it's negative? What if it's negative? We practiced this last time already in our last class, squaring these binomials. So if I square it, it's going to be square the front, 64 y squared, in the back, plus 49. And we double the middle, except they're going to be negative. So 7 times 8 is 56. 56 times 2 is 116. No, 112, I'm sorry, 112. So it's going to be negative 112. Why? Because it's negative. So hopefully with these binomials, you remember the trick so we can save time. 30 seconds is a lot of time to save on a test, especially on the SAT. Same trick here, looking at these negatives. Here we go. Square the front is 36. W squared. Square the back, negative 5 times negative 5 is positive 25. And the middle term is going to be 6 times 5 is negative 30 times 2. So negative 60. That's how fast these problems can be. We're squaring a binomial again. So 5z is 25z squared. In the back, 8 times 8 is 64. And we're going to double the middle. The middle is 8 times 5 is 40. 40 doubled is 80z. Okay, plus plus. Let's see if you guys can do the next one. Can you figure out what that middle term would be? Square the front is 16y squared. Square the back is 25. Can you guys figure out what that middle term is? Combine them. 4 times 5 is 20, so it's negative 20 because of negative 5. And we double it, it becomes negative 40y. That's how fast this could be if you can see the pattern. And that's a pattern we have to work on. Okay, multiplying and simplifying. One thing about these terms, specifically, they're plus and minus. They're almost like twins, except good and bad. And we said, excuse me, let me go ahead and just write it out. taking my time, and I'll show you guys the pattern, always the same pattern. If I say x times x is extra easy peasy, we thought about that. X times 6 is negative 6x, 6 times x is positive 6x, and 6 times 6 is negative 36. Please note that you always end up with the middle terms canceling each other out for these difference of two squares. X squared minus 36. We can jump from here to here to save yourself a lot of time. Let's see if that works on my next question. X plus 5 times x minus 5. That's x squared minus 25. Automatically, I can tell that. Not because I'm a genius, because the pattern. Because the plus 5 and the minus 5 we're going to cancel out. Leave me just the front, x times x, and the back, 5 times negative 5. What if the question gets a little funnier? Well, same thing. Since it's a plus and minus, yeah, it's plus and minus. There is no middle term. So 4 times 4 is 16x squared in the front. In the back, 4 times 4 is 16, negative 16. That's your answer. Now again, let me write this out so you guys can be true believers here. 4x times 4x is 16x squared. 4 times 4 is negative 16x. 4 plus 4 is positive 16x. 4 times 4 is negative 16. Take a look here. The middle terms always cancel out. These are like terms. And we're left with 16x squared minus 16. That took so much more longer than me just memorizing the rule. Okay, this next problem, same idea. Take a look here. Plus and minus. So if you see it's plus and minus, automatically we're at 36x squared in the front, minus 9 in the back. What about the middle term? There's no middle term for these because they were always going to cancel out, plus and minus. So as we learn how to do the general rule, there are always some tips and tricks to do some special problems here. All right, this next part, multiplying. I'm multiplying one term by 3 terms. So we're going to multiply that out. 4 times 5 is 20, and 4 times x squared is x to the 6. Next term, 4 times 4 is negative 16 here. X to the 4 times x is 4x is x to the 5th. And 4 times 2 is 8, x to the 4th. That's all they want you guys to do, to multiply that monomial by that trinomial. To write it the long way, we're saying 4x to the 4th times 5x squared. Great, good job. Then next term is 4x to the 4 times negative 4x. Okay? And 4x to the 4 times 2. Right? We're taking our time to multiply them all out. But instead of writing it, wasting our time, we can just multiply it as we go along. That's 20, negative 4, 8. X to the 6th, x to the 5th, x to the 4th. Now, once we learn how to do that monomial trick, we did this a lot in Excel. We're doing the binomial. We're going to multiply everyone by everyone. So x, 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 then negative 2, negative 2, negative 2. And I want to make sure you guys do show the work. If you do not show the work here, I cannot give you credit. No one's that smart. So x cubed plus 3x squared plus 4x, right? I multiply everyone by x, x, x. Then I'm going to multiply everyone by negative 2. And please, I need you guys to write it this way. Write the like term on the bottom, negative 2x squared plus negative 2 times 3 is 6x. And negative 2 times 4 is negative 8. So x cubed plus x squared plus 10x minus 8, because all like terms are all lined up good to go. We're going to multiply the 4, x plus minus 4 here. Here x, x, x. We end up with x to the 4th. Sorry, I don't know. I'll see in the 4. X cubed plus 3x squared plus 5x multiplied by x. Now that's multiplied by negative 4, negative 4, negative 4. So negative 4 times x squared is negative 4x squared. Negative 4 times 3 is negative 12x. And negative 4 times 5 is negative 20. Okay, then add downward. Like terms, x cubed minus x squared minus 7x minus 20. Negative 12 plus 5 is negative 7. Okay. And that's it.